All right, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody felt good after Monday. Monday we had the core and more start. We're going to do that today and on Friday. So nice thing is a very similar rhythm, right? Same numbers. Rob, you're going to have 1 foot on each bench box. You're going to take a very similar rhythm on the core and more, just a couple different changes. We're going to keep the core, blah, 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 blah. Monday we pushed. Today we're going to pull. So again, a nice, good, steady theme. Very similar rhythm, and that's the intent. And Friday, of course, will be similar, but we'll change, we'll spice it up a tiny bit. But today we have our core and more to start with, okay? When you are ready, you can either sit on a bench or you can sit on the ground. And we've done iso quads before. Don't go just yet, but remember you have your iso quads, not V-ups. And I always tell people you can either hold what you're sitting on, or you can hold your legs, or don't hold anything as you bend and straighten your legs. And the iso is referring to isometric core, which is a non-moving contraction of your abs and core. The quads is a nice, good exercise for the quad extensions. And of course, you did a couple of these on Monday. 25 iso quads always. You have round 1, 20 rotational planks like you did on Monday. That's cool. You always have 15 toe touches. That's a little different from the other day. You always have 10 lat pullovers, and then you either have a choice of 5 split jumps or 5 burpees, okay? Same numbers, same type of rhythm, couple different exercises. Here we go. 20 iso quads. You are going to, 25 iso quads. You are going to sit on something, whether you hold that something, or you hold your legs up, or you don't hold anything. 25 iso quads. And I know it's not very nice, but pretend there's an electrical wire or something that's really dangerous under your knees. You are bending and straightening your legs, and if your legs fall, you're not in an isometric exercise anymore. You're then in almost V-up. So don't let your legs fall. And if you hit that sensor, then it shocks you. Or you got little Indiana Jones arrows flying by you, okay? 25 iso quads. Round 1, you've got your 20 rotational planks. Start in plank position and rotate out of plank position as big as you can go. You don't have to do the leg and arm lift. You don't have to. You can turn on more core muscles. Your body can work harder in your rotational planks. The bigger, the slower you make the exercise. 20 big, slow, rotational planks. You won't do it again today, but this whole week we'll have a similar theme. Next week we'll have a different, but of course the whole week will be similar as well. 20 big, slow, rotational planks. And then you're always going to do 15 toe touches. Keep your legs up on your toe touches. You are shortening the muscle in the position, and then you're going to shorten the muscle in the exercise as you do your 15 toe touches. And remember to breathe during your toe touches. And so I still hear it to this day. Oh, toe touches are easy. Why do we do toe touches? You shorten the muscle in the position, you shorten the muscle in the exercise, posterior muscle flexibility, and if you slow it down and maximize the motion, it actually is a good ab exercise when we're talking about your abs. After your 15 toe touches, you're on 10 lat pullovers. 10 lat pullovers. You're going to have the option of doing these later today because today is a pulling day. My only thought is why you wouldn't do them is because you'd be laying on something a lot. So there's choices where you don't have to lay on things. 10 lat pullovers. You'll do them this whole circuit. And you'll have the option of doing them later today. After your 10 lat pullovers, you can either do 5 split jumps, which is that hopping, loaded, plyometric lunge, or if you're craving burpees, like I know Leon is, Leon loves his burpees on Wednesday morning, you can do 5 burpees. So it's either 5 split jumps, or you can do 5 burpees to end each round. Now remember, I always try to be a little bit ahead of you. There are times when people are waiting on me, and for the most part, that means you've either lost a little bit of motion, or you're going a little too quick in your motion, for the most part. I don't mind pace as long as you don't lose motion. Round 2, always 25 iso quads. Always. You are going to feel your hips and quads more as this warm-up routine goes. And of course you might feel them because you pushed on Monday. Always 25 iso quads. Round 2 is your lay on your back, 20 windshield wipers. You shouldn't be there yet, but when you get there, it's 20 windshield wipers. That's that lateral reverse crunch. Again, we did them on Monday. Always 15 toe touches, always 10 pullovers, and always 5 either split jumps or burpees. Again, I don't mind pace. Don't lose motion. And these core and more circuits are meant to be big. They're meant to be a huge part of your workout. 300 total movements between core and other things. Breathe. 20 slow lateral reverse crunches, aka windshield wipers. And then you'll immediately, not that you're going to go fast, you'll immediately do your 15 toe touches, keeping those legs up on your toe touches. And of course, just like the other day, by round 2, you better be feeling the stuff. Core, anything that touches your spine, abs, your front anterior compartment, right? For your abs, your concentric abs, you also have your hips and your quads, tired from Monday. We're working them right now. 20 windshield wipers, 15 toe touches, 10 pullovers, 5 split jumps or burpees. Of course, this circuit, we're warming up our pulling upper body muscles, getting that core engaged. When we pull later on, you'll always have the option of doing more pullovers, but you'll probably not choose them based on that getting up and down position all day long. And I know 5 is an odd number for 2 legs on a split jump. However, it's just a quick little thing. 5 burpees is clearly potentially a little bigger, a little harder, a little more challenging. Again, just so you hear it, it's always 25 iso quads. Always. I'm changing your 20 core. It's always 15 toe touches. It's always 10 pullovers, and always 5 either split jumps or burpees. Round 2, you had your windshield wipers for your core. Round 3, 25 iso quads for the 3rd time. You better be feeling those hips, quads, and I'll even use the word abs. Right, it's an isometric ab position, but the core is turning on because of the weight distribution and that isometric position. Round 3, you're going to have your 20 plank taps. You're in a plank position, high plank or low plank. And just like Monday, I want to challenge you on the width of your hands and feet. If your hands and feet are wide, you have a balanced position. You don't have to worry about balance. When your hands and feet get narrow, you potentially get into an unbalanced position. It's a harder exercise. And here's what I've been seeing at the gym, right? I'm seeing this. I don't want you moving your body. Keep your body still as you do your plank taps. Narrower hands and feet make it harder to keep your body still. Okay, so a quiet, strong, still body as you do your plank taps. High plank will incorporate more balance. Low plank incorporates a little bit of mobility at the shoulder, a little bit of mobility. 20 plank taps. 15 toe touches again. 10 pullovers again. 5 split jumps or burpees again. Remember, it's a 4-round circuit. We'll do 4 total isoquads, 4 different 20 cores, 4 sets of 15 toe touches, 4 sets of 10 pullovers, 4 sets of those 5 split jumps or burpees. Let's talk about those pullovers. You've done them 100 million times since March 30th. You're going to lengthen those lats. You are reaching above your head, reaching above your body, lengthening your lats, and then the idea is to contract your lats and pull your hands back up in front of you. Again, lat pullovers are a great shoulder mobility exercise, keeping those shoulder blades back and down, but your mindset is to elongate your lats, and then of course shorten your lats. And I know you're all excited to do lat pull downs when you get back to the gym. And that's just the load potential you can have on a lat pull down. 10 lat pullovers, and then you have your 5, again, either split jumps or you got your burpees. It's only 5. It's only Wednesday morning. It's only February 3rd. Let's go, let's go. After those 5 split jumps and burpees, you have 1 more round. Again, I'm trying to push the pace a tiny bit. Remember, if you've been waiting on me, that means your motion has been either compromised or you have just a ridiculous amount of pace as you maintain your motion and control your tempo. Not temper, tempo. Round 4, last round, 25 iso quads. You won't do them again today or this week. You got your 20 on your iso penguins. That's that isometric crunch position with a lateral reach. 25 iso quads. Work on your breathing. And I just want you to breathe, right? Breathe normal. Iso penguins. Crunch, reach, 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 breathe, and focus. Don't go down unless you need to rest your head and neck and back, right? Breathe those abs, obliques, core on that lateral motion. And of course, 25 iso quads, 20 iso penguins, 15 toe touches. Your abs are going to be rocking. Get those things going. Toe touch, 10 pullover, 5 split jumps or burpees. Last round, and we'll start our next work circuit. Breathe, focus, breathe, focus, work, breathe, lengthen those lats, pull with those lats. 10 lat pullovers, 5 split jumps or burpees. That was 300. Isometric core, iso quads, abs, pullovers, pulling exercise, split jumps, all those hard working things, plyometrics, a bunch of components on the core and more. That's why it's been labeled core and more, not just a core circuit. As you finish up and get your space ready, I need to talk about your workout. We're going to pull today on our upper body and our lower body, and I'll go through all the upper bodies here in a second because like Monday, you can pick your pull. You just have a lot more movements to choose from, but I need you to remember it's a low rep, heavy load kind of a series. The lower body I'm going to control between stiff-legged deadlifts, both legs, stationary reverse lunges, wide squats, right? All the things, right? So I'm going to control your pulling hamstring, glute, leg exercises, okay? That's mine. Always 20 on your pulling legs. Here's your upper body. Remember, you have two big circuits. I want you to think about load potential. How heavy can you be and how much time under tension can you control? Biceps is an easy one. You can do biceps with dumbbells, barbells, kettlebells, biceps. Upright rows, again, you're thinking position. Do you have to lay down or not? Shoulder raises, again, that's a pulling exercise. Yes, you got trap rows. That's a good back exercise. You can lay on something for lat pullovers and chest flies. I want you to pick your pull. Remember, you're going to do 2 of them today. I'm going to start with biceps. If you want to join me on the biceps, awesome. 15, 10, and then you have the 4 sets of 6 to 8 like we did the other day. Same numbers. When you're ready, let's go. 15 biceps. And you've got any biceps. But if you think both circuits are going to be biceps, maybe this circuit is hammer curls and later on is open wides or bar. That would be a lot of biceps in one day, which I know Malia would love to bust out her biceps on a Wednesday morning. That way she can walk into work and flex and Brian can sit down and shake his head per usual, okay? 15 biceps. The second you get done with your 15 biceps, don't wait for me. You might need to rest your hands. And remember, when I say the stiff-legged RDL, I just don't want you being confused by the single leg, which is later on. Both hands, both legs, hips, 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 glutes, 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 hamstrings, core, and posture. You've got your 20 stiff-legged RDLs. You'll do them again later. Monday we pushed upper body and we pushed lower body. Today we're going to pull on both. Although pushing muscles burn more, you might find yourself doing a pushing workout and needing a couple more breaks. Technically, pushing exercises have a shorter lengthening component or smaller lengthening components, so they burn more. Pulling exercises, you're going to fatigue more. Your hands are going to be more of a factor today as you pull, but you're also able to last. Most pulling exercises, you don't need to take breaks. A lot of pushing exercises you do. Round 1 was 15 biceps, 20 stiff-legged deadlifts. Rest your hands. Round 2, 10 biceps. Again, if you chose biceps, stick with biceps. If you chose chest flies, stick with chest flies. If you did upright rows, stick with upright rows. Remember, whatever pulling exercise you choose, stay with the entire circuit. 10 biceps. Remember, I want a little bit of pace. I want your hands to rest. And I want a lot of load. So take your time. Round 2 is 20 total, alternating, stationary, reverse lunges. The front leg stays loaded. The front leg is not moving. Step, load, L-O-A-D, pull yourself up. If you find yourself not needing to take any hand breaks, please grab more weight. If you can't grab more weight, please remember time under tension. Load, L-O-A-D, slow, heavy, methodical, consistent, and your hands are going to be a factor. Okay, so take your time. Round 2 was your 10 on your upper body pulling and 20 on your stationary reverse lunges. Remember, I'm not increasing the physical weight either, since most of you have the same type of setup. So I need to slow it down when I get to my 6 to 8 reps. Round 3, 4, 5, and 6 are going to be 6 to 8 reps. And you're going to slow it down, right? I did this on Monday. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Good tempo. It's still a concentric exercise, but if you can't increase physical load, increase time under tension. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. 6 to 8 reps. You're going to do it 4 sets, separated by more hamstring glute exercises. Round 3, 20 wide squats. Hips, hips, hips. Glutes, glutes, glutes. Eyes, eyes, eyes. And I know I'm going to use the word thighs. However, I want you to think about your hamstrings and your glutes. Your quads are part of the equation too. Don't get me wrong. Hamstrings and glutes on your 20 wide squats. If you remember a couple weeks ago, we did officially do sumo squats. If you're able to do a sumo squat today, that's awesome too. Rob had to do some, so you guys can do some too. 20 sumo squats is the mobility version of a wide squat. You have a little more motion on a sumo squat. Remember, we're going to go through these again on the next circuit. There's always a possibility of 3 main circuits, like Monday. I definitely want 2 of them to happen, but I'll be here until you want to be done. We have the 15 up body. We have the 10 up body. We had our first set of 6 to 8 on our up body. We have 3 more sets of 6 to 8 reps on our upper body. So round 4 is 6 to 8 again. 6 or 7 or 8. And if you can't increase the physical load, please increase the time under tension. Round 4, 6 to 8 on the upper body pulling. Remember, I chose biceps. And then round 4, unlike your first round, is your alternating, balancing, lengthening, stiff-legged deadlifts. Breathe and focus on your stiff-legged deadlifts. Remember, they are not called straight-legged deadlifts. And when I quote-unquote normally say stiff-legged deadlifts, people tend to do the single leg version that we're currently doing. So when I do the stiff-legged RDLs like round 1, I wanted to make sure it was both hands, both legs. But round 4 is your alternating 20 total stiff-legged deadlifts. Remember, your hands are a factor. Eliminate that factor. You're holding weight. When you pull, people tend to hold it more or grip it more, and then their hands and arms get tired, and then we don't get our lats and our traps and our chests and our shoulders and our biceps. All you do is get wrists and elbows and forearms. When you pull on your legs, it's a slower, bigger motion. Stiff-legged deadlifts are way longer than the stationary forward lunges you did on Monday. So you're going to fatigue more today. You have to intentionally rest your hands a little more today. Round 5, not your last up body yet. We'll have the transition round soon. You've got your 6 to 8 again. 6, 7, 8. Time under tension, increasing physical load. When you get done, you'll have the choice of the hip bridge or hamstring curl, and that's what we did on our core and more circuit on Monday. So we did iso quads on Monday too. Remember, it can be either hamstring curls or hip bridges. You've got your 20 hamstring curls or hip bridges. Hamstring curls, you keep your butt up. You need something to roll or slide. And of course, hip bridges, your butt goes up and down. You could play with your feet, regular, wide, narrow, higher, heavier hips. And again, you're going to have a possibility of doing these 3 times a day, like we did our iso quads on Monday. And that's because you probably don't have a high and wide leg press, right? You potentially don't have a higher step up. There's little things that could have adjusted. Round 5, 6 to 8 on the upper body. You've got your 20 hip bridge or hamstring curls. Then we have a transition round. And that means you're going to do your last of this pull, 6 to 8 reps. And then you'll do your next pulling exercise for 15. So after I do my 6 to 8 biceps, I'm going to rest my hands for just a second. And then personally, I'm going to do 15 rows. You can do bent rows. You can do upright rows. You can do bicep curls again if you want to. You could lay on something and do lat pullovers and chest flies. You could do shoulder raises if you want to. After your 6 to 8 biceps, change your pulling exercise and do 15 of it. Again, this should sound familiar from Monday. 15 on your new pulling exercise, and then you're going to go back to the first round, which is the both hands, both legs, double, whatever you want to call it, stiff-legged RDLs. So circuit 2, you have a new pull, 15. Notice I've been talking slower today. Pulling exercises are always longer than pushing exercises. You're going to need to rest your hands because your forearms get tired, and then it's your wrists and your elbows and your shoulders. You're able to, you could literally hold on to things and keep going all day long, whereas pushing exercises, you're almost forced to stop. You can't push anymore, and there's nothing else you can do. Round 1 of the new circuit. 15 on your new pulling exercise. 20 stiff-legged RDLs. 20 of those, please. Again, potentially, and of course based on time, we do have 3 of these style circuits. I definitely want 2, like Monday. The third one is just one more loop of this stuff with a different pull. At the gym, I'll be honest, because I gave everybody the same workout, right? They're getting 2 circuits, but remember, I control the load more. So the cable fly machine, the dumbbell flies, the high and wide leg presses, the quad machine. Again, I'm not trying to make you upset about not being here. I'm able to control those tools more, and the 2 big circuits, put them at about 65 minutes. Whereas your 3 circuits and the warm-up was about 55 minutes. And again, that's just the tools, that's the weight, that's the motions. Round 1 was your 15 on that new pull, 20 on your stiff-legged deadlifts. Again, personally, you'll see me dabble between bent rows and or upright rows. They are technically 2 different muscles. You've got your middle lower traps for your back, and you've got your upper traps and your deltoids for your shoulders. So if you want to mix them up like I am, cool. If you want to save one for later on, cool. 10 on your pulling, and then you're on your 20, alternating, stationary, reverse, lunges again. You'll potentially do this 3 total times today if you want to do all 3 circuits. 20, total, alternating, stationary, reverse, lunges. And when those hands need to take a break, let your hands take a break. Again, a little bit of work, Wednesday morning. You know me and my themes. And of course I spent a lot of time last weekend, not looking up new stuff, but the brain power of in-home and gym and stuff and the things. It's like I was giving so many different workouts the last couple months. I had to kind of reel it in and be like, okay. I think last month I probably gave 25 different types of workouts. It was like, what'd you do yesterday? What'd you do? And you know me, when I do that, it's not good. Not a good thing. Round 3, 6 to 8 reps. We're back to those numbers. 6, 7, 8 on your rows, your pulling exercise. I have chosen either bent rows or upright rows if you wanted to dabble between the two. 6 or 7 or 8. And then you're back to your 20 wide squats. I hope that weight is heavy. Remember, there's formal wide squats and there's formal sumo squats. It is a difference. You have a lot more motion. You've got a bigger mobility exercise on a sumo squat compared to a wide squat. But I'll let you mix them up. 20 wide squats. If you have the wherewithal, then you're going to do 20 sumo squats. And that would just be more motion, potentially more load. L-O-A-D. Physical weight or time under tension. Again, round 3, 6 to 8 on your pulling, 20 either wide or sumo squats. Round 4 of this circuit, again it's 6 to 8 reps, and they're going to have the alternating stiff-legged deadlifts. Pace is high, right? None of you are resting or barely resting. It just feels slow because of the tempo of pulling exercises. And of course, the residual of your hands getting tired is a huge factor. 6 to 8 reps, round 4, and then 20 total alternating stiff-legged deadlifts for the second time today. Now, our stiff-legged RDLs and single-leg stiff-legged is the same. They're similar, but there is a very small shift in your hips. That is a huge difference. So stiff-legged RDLs, although you do get hamstrings, you can potentially get more glutes. Some people also use it for a good lower back exercise because either they don't know or they're unfamiliar with the hyperextension machines. Whereas a single leg stiff-legged is a ton more hamstrings because of the little shift in your hips that will take away some of the glute load. Don't get me wrong, you're going to get glutes and hamstrings on both. You also have a balance piece of an alternating stiff-legged deadlift. You might get a little more motion on an alternating stiff-legged deadlift, and there's the hamstring. You're going to lengthen it more and turn on more compared to a stiff-legged RDL. Remember, rest those hands. I hope I'm a tiny bit ahead of you, or maybe you're just dang close. Round 5, it's not your last pull of this type of pull. It's going to be your last round, and we're going to go back to that hip bridge or hamstring curl, and then we're going to transition to the last circuit if you have time. When you're ready, round 5, 6 to 8 reps. If you're not there, don't stop doing what you're doing. And you have a strong feeling everybody's kind of in the same spot because of how slow the motions are naturally. There's really nothing you can do about these pushing exercises, though. You can crank up that tempo because of the motion. Again, after the 5th set of your pulling, 20 hip bridge or hamstring curl. Again, this is part of the core and more series on Monday. But today I want to think, okay, you're always going to get core, but I do want you to think about those hamstrings and glutes. So play with your feet width, weight on your hips. And remember, if you have a chance of doing the hamstring curl, that's almost even better, right? You need something to roll or slide. 20 of these. Potentially, And again, based on time, we do have one more circuit if you want it. If you want to be done at any time, nothing's going to imbalance you. If you start the next circuit and can't keep going, that's cool. And I know I've said it a lot lately, and you might be tired of hearing it. But remember, I do have a lot of people that watch the recorded versions of these. Remember, there's a lot of people that push pause, and they'll text me and say, okay, you guys got that done in 48 minutes, and they're not done at 70 minutes. So, you're very used to this. Last round when you're ready. You got your last of this pull, and then you'll have your first of your next pull. Now, I know it's hard because of diversity of equipment and tools, but remember there's a lot more movements when you pull. Your biceps, you've got hammer curls, you got hammer curl with a twist, you got open wides, you got dumbbells, barbells, cables. So you could do different biceps. Shoulders, you got upright rows, you've got your 3 different raises. You've got your front raise, you've got your lateral raise, your rear raise. Remember, those are your shoulders. You got your trap rows. You can lay on something for lat pullovers. You can lay on something for chest flies. 15 reps on the next and last different pulling exercise. Notice my volume increased. I'm trying to give you some energy as you try to get creative. 15 on your new pulling exercise, and then you're back to your 20 stiff-legged RDLs for the last time. Now, personally, I'm going to stand here and kind of watch you guys do some stuff, but I'll example and show you guys the raises. Front raise, your thumbs are up, your arms are straight on a front raise, elbows are slightly bent on a lateral raise, and again, arms are not perfectly straight, but make sure you don't bend and straighten your arms on a rear raise. That just turns into a tricep extension, which is really funny. Lat pullovers and rear delt raises can always easily turn into a tricep. Chest flies, same thing, can easily turn into a bicep and a tricep, or say, depends on your exact position and when you bend and straighten your arms, blah, 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 blah. 15 on your new pull, and then you're on your last 20 stiff-legged RDLs. Play around with your feet width. Bye, Brian, have a good day. Wider stiff-leggeds, it goes up your hamstrings. Narrower stiff-leggeds, it goes down your hamstrings. A slight, just an ever so slight knee bend will get you from a stiff-legged to a deadlift, right? They're very, very, very similar. Stiff-legged is the smooth, lengthening version of a deadlift. And remember, you can get more glutes. And remember, people also use that for a lower back exercise. People intentionally do that exercise to work their lower back. Round 1 of the last circuit, 15 on the new pull, 20 on your stiff-legged RDLs. Round 2, 10 on your new pull, and then you'll have your 20 stationary reverse lunges for the last time. Again, this is so similar. I'll change the rhythm a little bit on Friday so you're not bored, but we'll have a similar core and more start. We'll just change the other things. Round 2 of the last circuit, 10 upper body, 20 alternating, stationary, reverse lunges. The front leg is loaded. The front leg stays loaded. The front leg pulls you back up. The back leg is moving. The back leg wants to help so much. Don't let the back leg push you back up. I like it. The pace, the focus, the intensity. Remember, this doesn't feel hard because it's pulling. It feels slow, but the pace can still be high. Round 2 is the 10 on that new pull, 20 stationary reverse lunges. Round 3 on that new pull is your 6 to 8s. We're going to do our 6 to 8s last part of the day. You'll have your wide squats on round 3. You'll have your alternating stiff leggeds on round 4. You're on the home stretch. Home stretch. Again, Maybe you did biceps all day, potentially, right? You have different hand positions and different tools. It could have been a great bicep day. It could have been a great shoulder day too. Upright rows, front raises, rear raises. There's many different things. You could have done shoulders all day long, technically. Back, lat pullovers, trap rows. You could have changed the tools. You only have the chest fly. At the gym, you'd have the dumbbells and the cable, so you could have done 2 different chest fly circuits. I really wouldn't recommend that. Round 3, 6 to 8 reps. You got your 20, either wide squats. Remember, wide squats are not sumo squats, and sumo squats are not wide squats. However, sumo squats have a wider position than a regular squat. And you have that load, L-O-A-D, time under tension, and mobility of the hips versus the wide squat being a flexibility exercise. Round 3, 6 to 8 on the new pull, the last new pull, 20 wide squats or sumo squats. I want to be a little ahead of you. I'm going to turn the dial up a tiny bit. You got your 6 to 8 reps again, and then you'll have your 20 alternating stiff-legged deadlifts for the last time today. No rush. A little bit of work. Keep that focus. Steady, steady, steady. Remember, today's biggest factor was your hands. You probably found yourself shaking your hands off a little bit, taking the pressure out of the wrists, elbow, and shoulders, taking the tension off your forearms so they could get a little break. And if you're talking upper body, you're able to use your muscles you're trying to use when you're not getting your hands, elbow, shoulder, and your forearms, right? You're able to get your biceps and your shoulders and your back and your chest. When you're doing your legs, right, you're not going to hurt yourself by dropping the weight on your feet, and or you can focus on the hips and the glutes and the posture and the breathing. I know it's corny, but when you're sitting there figuring out how you're going to hold weight, other things take a beating. Round 4 was a 6 to 8 reps, 20 alternating stiff-legged deadlifts. You're literally almost done. Like Monday, it's going to feel like you have an abrupt stop, which means you need to focus on that finishing part of your workout, which is stretching and cardio and nutrition and hydration, especially when workouts feel like they stop on a dime. Round 5, you'll have the 6 to 8 reps on the pulling, and then you'll have your 20 hip bridge or hamstring curl. And then you have that last 6 to 8 pulling, and you're all done. And a lot of people on Monday are like, what do I do next? Well, stretch. That's a great one. If you have a little more energy in the tools, 5 to 10 minutes of cardio will be a great recovery tool. You got hydration, right? Great time to go drink that water. Nutrition. Put those complex carbohydrates in your body, which are the good for you carbohydrates, not the bad for you carbohydrates. The ones that normally crunch a little bit more. You got your protein, right? Get that protein in your body. Your essential fatty acids, right? Get those things in your body. Round 5, 6 to 8 on the pull, 20 hip bridge or hamstring curl, and then again, all you need to do is the one more 6 to 8 pull, and then you're done, and then rest and breathe and pat yourself on the back. I know it's tedious. 2 of these type of workouts is enough. Friday we'll have a similar core and more start, but I'll change the workout so you're stimulated a little bit more. Again, those hamstrings, if you have a chance to do hamstring curls, keep your butt up. And you need either ball or you need something that slides. Iso hamstrings. You have the isometric hip bridge core position. Good lower back, good glutes, and you have the movement of the hamstring curl. When you get done to that last 6 to 8 pull, Please remember to say goodbye and have a wonderful day, but that doesn't mean you go jump and take a shower and sit down and go to work. Give yourself a couple minutes to nourish, hydrate, stretch, and even if you just lay down and close your eyes and just be a little mindful, think about your day ahead of you and how much hard work you're going to do, and I'll see you on Friday morning.
Thanks, Fish. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Julie, baby. Have a great day.